It's Wandering Monsters for September 26, 2019. I'm Stephen Twining on Twitter at Von Coralon, and this is the latest from the greatest role-playing game in the world. We're back from summer recess with a Dragon Plus exclusive covering the contents of issue 27, including Extra Life, Descent into Avernus concept push, Eberron rising from the last war, sign language and D&D, wizard fashion, and more. But first, the news. The latest Dragon Plus from Wizards of the Coast is now available for download on iOS and Google Play devices, and if you're clever enough to read on the Demon Web. Issue 27 is a monster, and you'll need to update your Dragon Plus app in order to view content with the new architecture. Currently, the new issue, issue 26, and issue number 1 are the only magazines in the archives, but this is only temporary while the records are updated to the new Dragon Plus format. This month's cover story is Extra Life 2019, Play Games, Heal Kids, and this issue features guest editor and Extra Life contributor Chris Boyce. Emi Tanji's amazing interpretation of Slobberchops, the winged feline familiar from Descent into Avernus, balances the fortunes of Extra Life on all fours on issue 27's cover, and the illustrator's work is highlighted in Imagining the Ampersand. Dragon Plus also gives readers an exclusive look at Beatles and Grimm's new Descent into Avernus Platinum Edition and a rare glimpse inside Max Dunbar's Hellscape sketchbook. Wandering Monsters explores these stories, plus new D&D products in the works, Samantha Darcy's wizard fashion, sign language and D&D, and more. In Imagining the Ampersand, Wizards of the Coast art director Emi Tanji explains the development of Wildlife of the Abyss, her collaboration with Max Dunbar and Richard Whitters, and the evolution of monster cards in the new Descent into Avernus Dice Set. A multimedia artist, Emi also reveals her love of digital illustration and more traditional forms such as watercolor. She also provides a glimpse at some of her other work for Wizards of the Coast, including Valentine and Halloween cards, Ultra Pro figurines of adorable power, Dungeons & Dragons vs. Rick and Morty, and the latest Extra Life designs, including Lulu the Hollyphant and Slobberchops. For more, you can catch Emi Tanji discuss her work on the Behold Her podcast and help raise money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals via her Extra Life page. For more information, download issue 27 or follow the link in the show notes. In the Works leads off with Project Tesla, the secret project revealed in the 11th hour of D&D Live 2019 in LA. The spoiler, of course, was for the first sourcebook in 5th edition for the Eberron campaign setting, Rising from the Last War. This 320-page sourcebook, the exact number of pages as the original 3.5 edition Eberron campaign setting from 2004, offers everything players and dungeon masters need to adventure in Corvair from Sharn to the Talenta Plains. The Eberron sourcebook features 6 new playable races: Goblinoids, Kalashtar, Orcsies, Shifters, and Warforged. You'll also find Dragon Marks and the eagerly anticipated Artificer class, the first official class to be released for 5th edition D&D since the Player's Handbook in 2014. Plus, 11 group patrons, adventure seeds and maps of Corvair covering nearly 100 pages, Forgotten Relics adventure, 38 monsters, and symbiont magic items. You can also choose between the Baroque limited edition cover from Vance Kelly or the stunning standard cover, and the entirety of the sourcebook will be available on D&D Beyond upon release. Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, a DM's Guild bestseller, will also be updated with one of the 4 Artificer subclasses contained in Rising from the Last War. Rising from the Last War releases on November 19th for a Thanksgiving weekend full of neo-noir intrigue and swashbuckling pulp action as elemental airships Warforged Juggernauts and Living Spells get their first official 5th edition treatment. The new Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is dragging adventurers down into its fiery depths, and Dragon Plus provides the context you'll need if you're to survive a trip to hell. What is Avernus, and who is Zariel? Are questions you'll find the answers to. And the Blood War is illuminated with an essential 4-page download on the conflict from Chapter 1 in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes from 2018. Dragon Plus even features an interview with D&D Beyond's creative manager Todd Kenrick and Descent into Avernus lead story creator Adam Lee that explores Zariel's fall from grace, the betrayal of the Hell Riders, and the eternal war that ravages the first level of the Abyss. Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is available at game stores and booksellers everywhere. New from the secret forges and anvils of the Pandemonium Warehouse, Matthew Lillard reveals to Dragon Plus the contents of Beatles and Grimm's latest Platinum Edition box, Descent into Avernus. Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is segmented into multiple books for the scenario, as with the Beatles and Grimm Waterdeep Dragon Heist package. The Platinum Edition features encounter cards, bonus campaign content, pre-generated characters, and crafted items like soul coins. Additionally, the box features Adventurers League certificates, exquisite tokens, and icons like the Baldur's Gate coat of arms badge, and full-color cartography. And in this edition, Beatles and Grimm includes a massive WizKids Infernal War Machine, complete with unique customizations and a vehicle stat handout for players. Beatles and Grimm once again partnered with D&D Beyond to give its fans access to all the materials from Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus on the digital platform. A new partner, Syrinscape, is adding an extra layer of immersion with a soundtrack for sessions available with the redeemable code contained in the Platinum Edition. And an unusual comfort in Endless Perils of the Abyss is the Hollyphant plushie, Lulu, Zariel's erstwhile celestial familiar. Matthew Lillard explains, it's something to snuggle when you're completely terrified or you're left crying because you've lost your soul. For more information, download Dragon Plus issue number 27 or follow the link in the show notes. 2019 marks the D&D team's 7th year taking part in Extra Life, the charity supporting Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And while the official Extra Life game day takes place on Saturday, November 2nd, events have already taken place at San Diego Comic-Con and D&D Founders and Legends event. Now the latest round of D&D apparel is available for purchase at Custom Ink, with designs featuring Lulu the Hollyphant, Jezebel the Quasit, and Slobberchops the Tressum, a winged feline familiar. Interested in your own Tressum? D&D's Bart Carroll is a seasoned fundraiser for Extra Life, and his donation rewards include an Adventurers League certificate for one of your very own. Wizards ask that you consider joining their fundraising efforts by taking part in Extra Life 2019. The D&D team page is live, and Sinister apparel can be found at Custom Ink. And look for adventure material which supports the charity on the DM's Guild, including the Tortle package and the Lost Laboratory of Qualish. For more information, download Dragon Plus issue 27 or follow the link in the show notes. Meanwhile, in the toy aisle, Ultra Pro figurines of adorable power, the Red Dragon and the Owl Bear, as designed by Emi Tanji, the first pair of Ultra Pro D&D figures, soon to be joined by what could very well be a Flump, a Mimic, a Beholder, and a Rakshasa by year's end. But wait, there's more. Asmodeus, the Mind Flayer, and of course, heroes of Baldur's Gate, Minsk and Boo. These 3 new figures in the Pop Games Dungeons & Dragons line are coming soon and available for pre-order online. If you can't wait, Wandering Monsters recommends the terrifying Captain Cupcake Pop for use in any situation. For more, check out the Funko site or follow the link in the show notes. Artist Max Dunbar reveals the secret to creating a hellish landscape as he shares his concept artwork with Dragon Plus. In Plotting the Descent, Max Dunbar explains the initial stage of creation is the concept push, and that involves developing the imagery, themes, and artwork necessary to create the fundamentals of the project. The full team of artists for the concept push for Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus consisted of Max Dunbar, Mike Lim, and Oleski Breclot, working alongside the in-house Dungeons & Dragons art team of Sean Wood and Richard Whitters. Their destination, the hellscape of Avernus. Nightmares flowed like blood from the hands and minds of these diabolical artists, and the result was an amazingly fiendish gallery as the beginnings of the project began to take shape. Max Dunbar explains in the Dragon Plus interview that it was a very free-flowing, organic, collaborative experience and was incredibly inspirational. Yet the harsh reality of a concept push is that things will inevitably be lost along the way as ideas evolve and move in new directions over time. Max Dunbar hopes some of those may make it into future source books or other D&D products, but until then, Dragon Plus has collected a number of illustrations and sketches from the concept push for Descent into Avernus. To read more about the process, download Dragon Plus or follow the link in the show notes. Looking for wizarding wear that's hotter than a fireball? Artist and illustrator Samantha Darcy, renowned for her work with the Uncaged anthology, highlights the latest trends in arcane circles and character concepts wizard fashion. Wizards evoke different strokes for different folks, from Harry Potter to pointed hats, robes of stars, or the raiment of the Grey Pilgrim. Samantha Darcy explores the traditional and the versatile, with an eye towards practicality. Whether a scholar with a hectic academic life or a caster creeping the catacombs, a wizard's first concern is utility. Spell components, wands of power, and ancient tomes, essential accessories for any spellcaster, necessitate practicality in clothing, but that need not mean sacrificing fashion and the opportunity to turn on the charm spell. If you want to totally subvert expectations, Samantha Darcy recommends you give your necromancer a fondness for hair ribbons and cotton candy-colored dresses that hides them in plain sight. Samantha also accentuates the magical in this Dragon Plus exclusive and asks wizards to consider how practical magic and glamour can be used to enhance their outfits. Enchantment, conjuration, and wondrous items can do magic for that coarse flaxen robe. Sign language for Dungeons & Dragons. Matt Chapman, Dragon Plus editor-in-chief, chats with interpreters on both sides of the Atlantic, working to make D&D more accessible for hearing-impaired players and viewers. Kieran McMullen, a British sign language interpreter, was playing Dungeons & Dragons with his hearing friends and hoped to get his deaf friends and family involved as well. It was no easy feat. He explained that sign language is a situationally relative lexicon, and that when we tried to play Dungeons & Dragons, we found that the vocabulary simply wasn't there. In this fascinating exclusive, Dragon Plus speaks to Kieran McMullen of the somatic component, Misty Vander, founder of the ASL for RPG, and Isla Vanderheiden and Thomas Malone, interpreters with Adventurers Wanted, about the core concepts of sign language and the integration of terms essential to role-playing games. Learn more about American Sign Language and join the movement by learning Roll for Perception, Elf, Demogorgon, Call Lightning, and Burning Hands. Dragon Plus has a deep dive and ASL for RPG videos to demonstrate each sleight of hand. For more, download Dragon Plus or follow the link in the show notes. And finally, in streaming highlights, it's Wandering Monsters. And in particular, I enjoy this quote: "The D&D online community is exceptional, with entire cottage industries sustained by artists, designers, streamers, cartographers, and crafters. It's a real pleasure providing coverage to such a creative, engaged, and nurturing community. In particular, I really dig providing coverage of the DM's Guild and the host of creators and artists it supports. There's a bit of a game design renaissance going on today, and the DM's Guild creates entrepreneurial opportunities for creators and a wild range of D&D content for gamers and fans. It's essential to the community, and it is a frequent theme on Wandering." That's all for this Dragon Plus exclusive on Wandering Monsters. I'm Stephen Twining, on Twitter at Von Coralon. We'll be back with the latest from the greatest role-playing game in the world. Until then, your moment of Zendrick.